Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thanks for joining me this morning. We'll get started pretty much straight away. I'll just mention a couple of things first. If you're watching this morning, you've already subscribed, or if you haven't subscribed, I'd like you to subscribe. You're on my YouTube channel for Creative Gems. If you wish to subscribe, there's a little subscribe button down the bottom there you can press. And also there's a little bell if you wish to be notified when my my videos go up. I also have a Facebook group called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. All the PDFs for the cards I do on my YouTube channel and in my group. I do live videos in my group. They will all be posted in the Files tab in this Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials group. I've got a Facebook page called Cards by Laura, where I just post a lot of my cards that I've done over the years. They're just there for viewing. There's no tutorials or anything in that group. And as I mentioned, I live in Brisbane. Been here all my life. So we shall get started. I'll just move this out of the road because it does get moved around a little bit and it will be in the road. This morning's card is called a winged pop-out card. Most of this I've designed by myself. I did go from a few other tutorials, but they're all different. This one I've designed myself. So it goes, this one, and also I've done a little bit of an oops here, but we'll make sure we fix it on the next one. So when you open it up, it goes like that. This one here, this little wing on this side is not quite straight. So when it tucks in, it is still popping out the side a little bit, but I'll make sure I get that right today, hopefully. So that's how it works. When you open it up, these little wings pop out. Also here, I'm going to use tear and tape on this piece here. I did use liquid glue, and you can see where the glue is. So hopefully I can fix that today too. That was just my prototype. These are in the new colours. This is Petal Pink, which is one of the new in colours. And we shall get started. I've prepped everything beforehand, so we'll put that aside. And I have this piece here. These are all your measurements you'll need if you want to take a screenshot. I will put these in the description of this video, so you can go in there and have a look for the measurements. If you need further instructions, rather than just watching the video, you will need to go to my tips and tutorials page. You can ask to join that group. There are two questions if you wish to join. One is why you want to join the group, and also that you agree to the rules. If you don't see those questions when you ask to join, go to a different device, either your laptop or your iPad, if you're on your phone and you can't see the questions. But the two questions have to be answered. So, putting all that aside, we shall get going on this. Now, I've prepped most of my stuff, but I've left a little bit so I can show you what to do. Our base, this is in Berry Burst. It's 8 1/4 by 5 7/8, which is just a standard card base in Australia. I think in US they have 5 1/2 instead of 5 7/8, but you can work that accordingly. And I've scored this already on the long side at 4 1/8, and I'll show you how to do the little wing sections on the side in a minute. Now the inside pieces are this one here. This is the, wait till I just get the paper for you. It's one that's carrying over. It's called a Delightful Floral. It's this paper here. It's carrying over. We've had this for a little while now. Very pretty paper. I was glad it was carrying over because it's one of my favourites. I love the colours in it. So this piece here, this goes on the inside. That's what we'll start with. We'll go down the thing. I've done the wings first. I've cut some of these, so we'll go from here. the bases of the wings, they measure 2.5 by 2.5. They're the same colour as the base. That's those pieces. And then the mats I've done, this is in Bubble Bath. There's 2 of those, and they are 2.25 by 2.25. And then the DSP on the top of that. I'm using this DSP, but when you put them on, you need to put them on upside down. So I'll explain that when we get to it. I've chosen the same pattern as the inside piece here, and they are 2 by 2, and you need 2 of those. Inside and the front mat, which is my Bubble Bath, which are these 2 here, which is this one and this one. I'm yet to cut these, and I'll show you. I'm doing something different on this one as well. They're 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and there's 2 of those, and I've yet to cut that one. I've cut one of those. And then the inside DSP is this piece here, which matches the little pieces of DSP on the front. And they're 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. There's just one of those. It needs to be cut as well. And I haven't marked it yet, but I will. We'll show you that in a minute. That's that one. And then the writing mat, which I've done just this little one here. I've cut it out with the deckled rectangle dies. And I've just stamped a couple of little flowers on the corners. That's 3 3/4 by 2.5. You can choose whatever size you want. It's going on here, so you could go a little bit bigger if you wish, but that's the big enough one for me. And then the embossed mat on this one here is going on the front. It's the same as the embossed mat here, but I've chosen a different embossing folder for this one, and it's 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. It's the same as the DSP there, and I've already cut the corners on that one for you. And then some scrap. I have arranged, when I do an arrangement like this, I like to put, I've cut a circle at the back here, and I've already put all my dimensionals on, and then I arranged, this will sit on the front of this here, like so, and it's going to sit up on the dimensionals, but I've adhered all that together. I do it separate from the card. It makes it easier if you can just arrange how you want, rather than trying to poke little bits in afterwards. If you've got this circle, I just glue the whole circle from the top side or with tape. It's up to you, and then just arrange it on the top of that, and then put your dimensionals over on top of that again. So that's how I've done that one. That's all you'll need there. These are the pieces I've used. That's the deckled rectangle that I used for my greeting panel inside, and I've used the Basics 3D embossing folder. There's 3 in that set, and that's that one. It's just a little crisscrossy pattern. That's that one. And the stamp set that I used and the dies to cut out all those pieces was the translucent florals. It's carrying over as well as the paper. So that's that one. And that's all the stamp sets in there. The happy birthday I got from here as well. And they're all the stamps. So that's that one there. You will need a stylus, or if you want to do it, you could do it on your trimmer, but I prefer the stylus for this one because it's just little corner pieces. It's easier to line up. I'm going to decorate as well with this little butterfly. Got that ready. Right, now we'll get started. We'll do the base first. I've already scored down the middle, and what you're going to do, and I've already marked this, you probably can't see it that well. What you're going to do, I'll get my big ruler, and you're going to measure just with a pencil mark in 1 inch from on this score line here. I haven't folded it yet. I didn't want to fold it until I'm finished. In 1 inch from that side and in 1 inch from that side, and just put a little pencil mark there and there on the score line. Then turn it this way, and you're going to, if you put your ruler on the 1 inch mark in the center, line it up with the score line and mark 1 inch either side of the score line with your pencil there. Just trying to get it up a little bit closer for you. So either side of the score line is 1 inch and in 1 inch, and the same on this side, either side of the score line and in 1 inch, and that's your where you'll be scoring. So we'll put that aside. We don't need that just yet. Excuse me, I'll just have a mouthful of water. Now, all you're going to do, you'll need your ruler. You're just going to go from that centre score line. I will fold this now so you can sort of see where the pencil mark is. So where that pencil mark is on your score line at the 1 inch and out to this 1 inch here, you're just going to put that like so that the edge of your ruler is on that pencil mark, and just score from there to there on an angle. And the same this way, from there out to the pencil line, which I can just see. I've just had cataracts done on my eyes and they're getting better. Out there, and the same over this side, from the 1 inch in out to the 1 inch out on this side, either side of the score line, score, and out here we're going to score. That will give you your little mechanism in the center for popping it out. Now I'm going to rub out those pencil marks because it's easier while it's flat rather than forgetting about them and doing it later. As soon as you've used them, just get them out of the road. So that's that there. Now you can fold and burnish that centre score line that way, and then these are going to pop inwards. So you'll need to push this little bit. These are going to come up as mountain folds. So if you just pinch that there and that there, on those score lines that you just did, pinch it inwards, making sure it's nice and level out the side there, and push it inwards like so. Give it a good burnish right the way through. I've got a bit of glue on my bone folder. And the same on this side. Just pinch the diagonal score line to a valley, a mountain, I beg your pardon, and this one to a mountain. And then push that inwards like so. Easy as. And then burnish those nicely. Now the difference I'm going to do, this one here, the difference I'm going to do is in here I did cut these on the same angle as that, which is what I'm going to do today. On the front one, I thought I'd try it different, and I don't like the look of that where it's chopped off at the corner. It just looks like it's not finished properly. So the front one I am going to cut properly. I cut the back one, but I cut that. I glued the two together before I cut them. This one here, I've cut them first and then adhered them together. So we're going to do it the same as the inside. So our inside pieces, which I've already cut one, is this one here, and my DSP, and I'll show you how to cut them. So these are a smaller size than in here. I'll put the wings on. We'll put these in first and then put the wings on. Here we need to cut the corner. So from the two corners, you'll need to pencil again. I've got my flowers up the right way. So from that edge there, just measure across 1 inch there and down 1 inch here on both sides. We can rub the pencil marks out. So 1 inch across there and 1 inch down there. Because they're smaller, they're going to slot in exactly the same. And then we'll go with this and we shall cut. If you put that pencil mark there in the track and this one here in the track like so, and just take that little corner off. And then the same over this side where the pencil mark is there. You might not be able to see it. I can see it quite well. There and there. And take that piece off. And then we can rub out those pencil marks with my rubber. And then this will sit on here nicely. It'll have that 1/8 inch border all the way around as usual, so we can glue that down. We'll do that first. too much glue, and keep it in from the edge a bit so it doesn't ooze out to the underneath the thing to show glue on the outside. And just place that on there so it's got the 1/8 inch border. Neaten it up nicely. This one's cut fairly straight. If you get your 1 inch exactly right on your corners, cut off your corners, it should work out nicely for you. I can still see that pencil mark up there. And then press that down. So that's the inside, and we shall put this greeting on wherever I put it, or the greeting panel. I did have it there. It's probably over this side. Here we go. It's got stuff on both sides, and that will go on there. You can still see, that's why another reason I chose the bit smaller frame. You can still see the DSP behind. You don't want to cover all that too much. I want to show the nice paper. So I can stick that piece down in the center there. Everything inside is going flat, no dimensionals. I think that's pretty straight, over a fraction. And then we can pop that in there. And as you'll see, it borders down on the sides there. I'm just wondering whether I should put, no, I shall put this in because it doesn't affect the wings on the card. So we'll put that in first. It's a nice sunny day today, thank goodness. We've had a bit of rain over the last few weeks or few days. It's getting a bit over the rain. Got a little bit of glue there. See if I can get it off with my glue rubber. Don't know where it's gone now. So we've got that one in. All good. There's tiny little, I'm not sure, I'll get that off later. It's a bit of a glue spot, I think. And it's annoying me now. I'll just see if I can get it a bit more off. Yes, gone. Much better. Must have got some glue on it. So that's that finished. Now our wings. I'll show you our wings. We'll do that other part later. These are all your wing pieces, and you can glue all these together to start with. Some of them I've cut, some of them I haven't. So I've done these two. So you've got two of each. This one here, I've put a pencil mark 1 inch down and any corner on these because they're just cardstock. The DSP I'll show you as well. It's a bit different. 1 inch down there and 1 inch down there, and we'll cut that corner off from pencil to pencil. Hold it nice and steady so it's straight. And then this one here, I think I marked it. Yes, I did. It's 1 inch in on a corner and 1 inch down. And we'll cut that off as well. Put your pencil marks in the track. And then we'll rub out those pencil marks. To be getting glue on my workspace, that's the problem. Should have my silicone mat out. Now these will go on straight on here like so. You can put them on and you'll have that border all the way around. Let's stick those down. Doesn't matter if they're not exact, they're pretty pretty good. That one's a little bit wider there, but it's still not too bad. I might have cut it a little bit too far in. And this one will go on here. And then I'll show you the DSP. You've got to watch your pattern with this. I know, I think on my first card I had it wrong, so I just took it off and did it again. There's that one in there. That one could be a little bit straighter, but it's not too bad. I'd rather it straight out on these edges. That's okay. All good. So that's those two. Now the DSP, when you put your, and I'll show you here, when this wing goes in here, it's going to go like that. So your DSP, actually it's going to go like this. So that when that opens up, so you're going to have it upside down in here. Like that when you glue it in, so that when it opens up, it comes up like that. So your DSP, you'll need to make sure it's the same. Don't know if I haven't marked those yet. Oh yes, I did. I marked them on the back, because this, when you open it, just play around with it. When that goes in there, when you open it up, you want to make sure that the flowers are sitting up that way. If you put it, say, like the way you think it should be there, and then when you open it up, it's hard to explain, just make sure that your flowers end up popping up the right way. So lay them there like so, how they should be, which is that way. That's how I want them. So when you flip this over, you're going to cut off this corner. I'll just see if I haven't marked the right corner yet. We'll go that way and see if that works. Yes, the flowers are going to go that way. That's okay with this one. I think I prefer them that way, which is where I've got the pencil marks. That was a good guess. So just lay them on there, and then you'll know which corner you're going to flip up, so that your flowers, those flowers should be that way. So I haven't marked them correctly. They should go that way, because that's going to sit along there. So just make sure that your flowers are up the right way. So flip this over like so, and we're going to, that's the mark, that's where I did mark it, but that's not right. So it's this one here. I'll just put a little scrap there for a minute. So it's going to go in 1 inch from here. I'm going to mark it on the back, because I can see the back without the pattern there better. So I'll cut that off. Hopefully I've done it right. Make a liar out of myself. So I'm going to cut this corner off from pencil mark to pencil mark. And then if we put that like so, when we glue it, you glue it upside down, and that's going to come up like so. So we have done it correctly. And I can glue that one on. The beauty of marking the back, we don't have to rub out the pencil marks. Pop that one on there. And the same on this side. So it's going to end up like that. So you want this upside down, and it'll flip up like so. And I want my flowers like so. So I'm going to flip that down, and I've got these the correct, I've already marked those on the correct corners. So that will go that way. And we can cut that corner off 1 inch on either side. All of the cut off pieces are 1 inch. So you don't have to think too much about measurements. So that one's going to sit like so. It's mainly remembering when you glue them in upside down. It doesn't seem to make sense, but it is. Pop that one on there. If you want to make the your borders a little bit narrower, you could just do a 1/16. Start with the same size, but do a smaller border around. I like the wider border myself. So these are going to sit in here. Now you want them so that they're just a smidge under this score line here, so it's not going to impede when you open and shut your card, and you want it just a fraction inside that so that it doesn't poke out the sides of the card. Now I'm going to try, because I did use glue, I'm going to try tear and tape a little piece in here, and I don't want glue because when this flips up, actually it mightn't matter so much with this one. We just have a practice. It mightn't be too bad with this one. Where's my original card? What have I done? Oh yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's going to go onto there, so it won't be so bad. This one here, yes, I have cut it off. I can see what I've done. That's been, oh, I can see why that went like it did, because when I've creased it here, when I've glued it in, it's all gone bubbled there. That's the problem with that side. This side's fine. So now we know why we went wrong. So I am going to put tear and tape on here, but this here, just make sure it doesn't, it's lined up here, the edge of your cut line there. I'll just pull that up a bit. The edge of the cut line there, you don't want it sticking out past like that, otherwise it's not going to look good. You want it lying straight in there. I think I'll be fine with glue this time. I don't think it's going to show. You shall take a chance. I prefer to use the glue, then I've got a bit of wiggle room. We'll just take a chance. So not too much glue, and we'll leave it sit for a minute so that it, so make sure you keep it inside this little panel here, in that little triangle piece. Don't take it right down to the edge. So I'm going to lay that like that and just bring that in a fraction off the edge and a fraction under the score line. Pull that over and close it shut. That way it should end up in the right place. I'm just going to hold that for a minute. If I open it too soon, the glue's not going to be stuck. While we're waiting for that, we might do the front. Actually, I'll put something heavy on top of that. I've got a block here. I'll just put that on there for a minute, and we'll do the front section while we're waiting. I've still got to cut the corners off this. This is the mat for the front. Got another bit of glue on there, which I shall flip it over. Not sure why I'm getting glue all over everything. There's my glue rubber. All good, it's gone. All good. So I've measured 1 inch in here and 1 inch down there, same as all the other little squares, and I'm cutting that off. Make sure it's in the track. This is the one where the front I glued down the DSP or the front piece first, the mat on this, and it didn't look as nice as what the inside did. Cut those 2 corners off. You could do this mat and that inside pink mat together if you measure just one and put them together and cut the 2, because they're exactly the same, but I did them separate just to show you. And my white piece, where under here, I've already cut it, so I've done the same on that piece there. I'll rub out the pencil marks on the pink one. This is taking a little longer today because there's quite a bit of intricate stuff on it. So that's done. We can glue this down onto here. I don't mind this embossing folder. It's quite subtle, but it still gives you a little bit of texture on your card without being too much. I'd like the feature piece. Make sure we get this straight. Need that over a fraction. Lift that up a bit. That's the beauty of glue. You can move it. That's better. And I'll put the decorations on after, but we can glue this on the front while we're still waiting for that to take on the thing. If you've got a few minutes to spare, you're better off to let it sit for a while so it doesn't end up coming apart. Should be right by now anyway. And then we shall put that on there. That looks so much better than that with the corners cut. Well, I think it is. Just take a little bit more time. I think I was just in a rush and I thought, oh yeah, I'll just cut it all off. So I like that better. Now this should be okay in here, which it's perfect. That does impede a little bit there, but when you pull it down, it's still inside the card. So that looks okay. Now we can do the other side of that one. Remember, it goes upside down. And we're going to put some glue in here. At least I haven't got the glue showing this time. A little bit of glue in there. Just want to get that a little bit up there. I didn't get a wipe out this morning. I shall get just a little piece of paper towel. So I'm going to put that diagonal across there, just inside this score line down this side and just under the score line there. Pull that across and close it up. We can sit that on there while we do the front piece. And you've probably got more to do than I have because I've already put this together. So all I'm going to do is take all the backs off these. We'll pull that over there for a sec. I'll get my little dish out for my scraps. I've got quite a few dimensionals on this, but I always rather it sitting up nicely than after you've spent all this time making it. You want it to look nice. My favourite adhesive in the catalogue is the dimensionals. I think they just make a difference to your card, sitting things up. And that's all of them. Oh, there's one there. And then that's just going to go on there. It'll fit nicely just inside all of that. Press that down. And I have got this butterfly. I think I'm going to put him up here. I'm not sure if I was putting him on the inside or not. I don't think I will. Somewhere up there. I'll just put a glue dot in the middle. Actually, I might put a little bit of liquid glue in there too. Just a spot on each of those. Because the glue dot, it's there's little holes in the centre of his body. If I put a glue dot, it's going to be sticking out. We'll sit him up here on that leaf. And I've got my embellishments on. They were the blooming pearls. Beautiful pearls they are. All in different colours. That's in it's either Bubble Bath or Petal Pink. I'll just pull his wing out that side. I might even put another pearl in the middle of that. So this should be okay by now, and there you go. And the glue's not showing. So keep your glue up a little bit from that edge. It's not showing on mine this time. You could put little flat decoration on those if you wish. What did I do on those? Yes, see, I put a little die cut out on those. These ones I'm going to leave plain. And then it will close down nicely, and my edges are not sticking out. That there, the butterfly, oh no, it's just because he was tucked up. And there you go, that's my card today. My winged pop-out card. I'll just put the lid on that glue. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I didn't take too long for you. That's the two, and this one here is just frustrating me. It keeps popping out. That's it from me. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you give it a go. And join my group, my Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials, if you wish. And I shall catch you all again next week. Have a lovely week. Bye for now.